Sesame, sesame mucho. Pantry's organized. Down here you've got pastas on the right and tinned goods on the left. Next up we've got, what do we have? Some juices, vinegars, lemon juice, Parmesan cheese, rice and beans. Top we've got quick barley, our cereals, a few condiments, coffee, a few spices. That's about it. Without measuring, I just put a bunch of the ingredients for bread in my mixer and mix it up a bit. And now I put it down here, a little egg white and sesame seeds. Hopefully it rises a bit when it bakes. Kitty cat box with pea clumps. I have two. Why two? I had one in two different locations in case he couldn't make it, but now he comes back here for the most part. Sometimes he'll poop in the shower, but that's okay because I can clean it up in there. And I got a diaper genie. A diaper genie? Yes, a diaper genie. It has like a long roll of plastic bag. You tie a knot in the end, and then you put your stuff in there, and when it gets kind of full, you lift this whole thing up, and there's a way to cut it off and throw that bag away and put another knot in there. It's kind of like my shoebox idea, that I put it in there and then cover it and you don't smell it, but it's like a grand version. It had a little trap door at the top, but you know, when you're pushing a folded up diaper, you don't get anything on the area, but when you're scooping cat clumps, you don't want to be putting your hand in there to push the little door down. So I took that off. It's in the bottoms. It can be put on again. Pretty cool, huh? Ooh, it rose a little bit. It's only got like a minute left. I'm just gonna let it ride its time out. Oh boy, yum yum. Ooh, that looks good. Let's try it. The bread. I was standing at the stove cooking pasta, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, my left nostrils just started dripping blood. I think it stopped. That's a lot of blood. I pinched my nose and held my head back for a while. I don't know. My blood pressure is just a little high, but this was weird. It smelled like metal, which I guess is I can smell it in the blood. I haven't been doing anything bizarre. Yeah. That was yesterday, that nosebleed. Today, I woke up with a really bad headache. It was like from the middle of my head, inside. And then it hurt right here, where I had that experimental magnetic zapping to my head. And as soon as they started, I stopped it and I said, it's not worth the money you're going to give me. I'm going home. They said, oh, but we haven't done anything. So it felt really bad. And then all of a sudden, my left nostril was just gushing blood like a little waterfall. I could have painted a portrait with all the blood that I had. I could have fed 2 vampires. It was awful. I held a washcloth up to it. The washcloth was full of blood. There was one little clot, and then just saturated with blood, and you could smell the blood. If there was a tiger around, I'd be in trouble. But I pushed against it, held my head back, and after a while it stopped. Then I got my stuff together to go to the grocery store, and it started again. I finally got it to stop. Took Kleenex with me just in case, and I went to the grocery store and got just a few things, so my pantry is full for a month. I don't need to go anywhere, and I intend not to go anywhere, especially on Election Day, which is November 3rd. So I am set. I've got to finish stuff in here. Hopefully I'll feel better. I did not feel well, and I had to lie down most of the day, and it's like, is it going to bleed again? Is it not going to bleed again? You don't know what to do. It's kind of freaky weird. Had some chili for supper. I have 1 or 2 more bowls worth. And at the grocery store I bought this big beef roast. The butcher had just put it out. It was like last day of sale. So they marked it down half price. And I'm like, yeah! I bring it home. What I do is I cut it up into different portions. Some of it I grind up, some of it I slice. And I can cook it in a pan, or I can make chili with it, or make hamburgers. And 3 or 4 or 5 meals, depending on how big the roast is. I think there's going to be like 4 or 5 meals out of this thing. It's worth it. And I put them in freezer bags in the freezer right away, because it's last day of sale. In the freezer they'll keep for 2 weeks, maybe, something like that. But it'll be gone, because I'll make another chili. This time I got tins of beans, so I'm not going to go through all that rigmarole next time. And I was looking for a pizza pan, because I have one pizza pan, but it's rusty. I ended up ordering 2 pans off of Amazon, which are supposed to come in a few days. I also got a wet brush. I saw a lady with long silky hair, and I asked what conditioner she used to keep it nice and long and silky, and she said she uses a wet brush. So I went and I checked them out, and I got one. This one is 5.5 inches long, or 14 centimeters. And these parts are real thin. So it doesn't drag your hair, it just goes right through it. And it leaves it nice and silky. It is so cool. Anyway, what else is there? Not much. Kitty Cat's been demanding, and I don't know what he wants. I'm freaking out about the blood. Don't know if it's going to do it again. But I guess I'll find out later, tomorrow or whatever. I need to go to bed so I can get up and do stuff. And go upward and onward.